have some piece of information for you. If you want to ask our guest, please do it with the microphone. I will give it for you because we have a video shooting there. And if you want to ask our guest, please do it in English. Okay? Okay, thank you. So join me in welcoming Zoltán.
Thank you. Okay, so here is the title. Let's talk about remote work and a few maybe very sensitive things about this. Let me introduce myself as well. Who am I? What I'm doing? Why I'm talking about this at least. Yeah. As you can see, I'm a freelancer more than 10 years now. Yeah, that's interesting. I started to use Drupal from 4.5 or 4.6. I don't remember well, but of course I wasn't a developer at that time. So it was just a bit of a game. And in these days, I'm a contractor of the European Commission. I'm a consultant with my great Hungarian friend, Horváth. And yeah, the patent is the Asia company who's doing all the back stuff, all the contracts and these things, what I have no idea about. So thanks for them as well. So that's me. But let's talk about the remote work itself. No booting. Who's working remotely at this time? Let's make it more interactive. Okay, you can talk, please. Okay. From time to time, I got it. How do you imagine what is the remote work for you? For example, you please. Could you
I think working remote means when you work out of the office or from the home or from the city or something like that.
Any other opinion
Sorry?
for you? Please pass the microphone for her. Thank you.
I'm working remotely for 4 or 5 years already, and working remotely for me is ability to work and travel sometimes, and not during vacations, and also ability to keep a few hours a day for some interesting things instead of spending on traveling and traffic jams to the office.
Okay, I got it. As you can see, this slide title is Fact and Misunderstanding about remote work. Maybe there are some more experienced guys here than me. Let's talk about this. I think, because it can't be objective basically to talk about this. It can be a lifestyle. It can be something like easy thing, you know, what you can think. Yeah, you're working from home. It's easy. Nobody really can pressurize you, or there are no management behind it, and you can do whatever you want. You know, you can put your feet up, and that's an easy thing. But it would work. Okay. So I told you, you can put feet up easily. Yeah. Every day. You don't need really to work. It's an easy thing. Or you can just have a holiday anytime. Because you can go out, I don't know, at 4 p.m. and have a beer with your friends, and you don't need to work. And okay, it's easy money, why not? You know, or you can work less than in the office, because nobody really just checking you every 5 minutes. You have something like this. For example, anybody? For example, you, mom? You can disagree. That's what I wanted to say.
No, I can't have holidays anytime because I have some planned vacations and some planned day off. Of course, I can work not on work scheduler general, because sometimes I like to work later in the evening and not in work hours, which is advantage for me.
Yes, exactly. Um, I would like to light up a few things about the real life, how you can work remotely. Um, as you can see, you have to administer your job better than in an office, and you have to communicate more beside of coding. What is hard for me, and anybody again can disagree, when you developing, when you are a developer, I don't know, from 9 of the morning till 3, you just handle your code, you're trying to invent something new, or you are the next Google or anything. But beside of this, you have to do your own communication over Slack channels or any chat application, maybe few Hangouts meetings and these things. So basically, in every hour, somebody going to ask you something, or it can be a colleague or can be a manager.
Yeah,
or,
project manager.
Where you up to with this? What can you say? I'm working on it. Oh, okay, but not an answer. That's why you have to do more administration thing beside of your work. So you can't be really a developer only in these hours. You have to just switch your mind. I don't know, every half an hour maybe to make your coding. Okay, I'm done. Then let's report it. It's again a remote developer's job. Reporting can be anything, of course. It depends on the company, what we are using, Jira board, or just a simple email. It depends on the company size, depends on colleague numbers and these things. But as I thought, that's one of the hardest things when you're working fully remotely. Here we go. So clients like you to be reliable in case of emergency, 24/7. Good. Okay. These clients and most of the clients don't really expect you, of course, to be reliable in, I don't know, 2 a.m. But if you are responsible for the software or just a part of the code, or you are just responsible for communication at least. For example, I don't know, they found a bug because they have to present it in 8 of the morning next day. They're definitely going to call you. And you have to pick up this phone. Why? Because you're remote. Because you are working remotely, and it's something based on trust. It's meaning you can easily say that, yeah, okay, you can reach me anytime because I'm remote. You can reach me anytime, no problem. And with this, you're just making a bit of a trust with your client. But that side of this, you have to pick up the phone at 2 a.m. Of course, it's very rare. It's rare, but they used to know what is a real emergency and what can wait till the morning. And of course, if you work in an office, you just go 9 to 5 or 8 to 4. You have a nice lunch, or you go to a coffee with your colleagues. To be honest, I think it's better to work in an office environment. Everything controlled. Everybody knows what's their job, what's their position, what they are responsible for. There were no questions, basically, because you are there, you are reachable in work time, no problem. At 4 o'clock or 4:30, it depends on the company again. You can go home, and you don't have to pick up your phone. You don't have to answer for any messages. Nobody cares about it because they know they're going to see you in the morning again. And of course, you can work as a dog again. But if you're You go to remote, usually you have tasks or projects or recounting in your bigger things, yeah? Like you can have a food project or you can have a bigger task that, okay, here it is. I don't know if I click there, I can't see my pink pony, something like this. You have to solve it. You have to estimate this task. You have to tell them immediately, okay, there's going to be, I don't know, just a few hours job as we developers doing it, yeah? Okay, it's easy. Just, I don't know, a line of CSS change. Oh, no problem. Oh, okay, I can do it within an hour, no problem. That's what I have to learn as well, because, okay, I'm talking about this, but basically I'm talking about variances. I'm not a boss, I'm not a professional. I'm professional, of course, but I'm not perfect. That's what I have to learn as well. That's the end of the business, as I learned. When someone just asking for an estimation, and okay, it seems an easy job, isn't it? You can't say no or yes. Now I'm going to investigate it. Give me an hour or two, because you have to check it, fine. But after that, I can give you an estimation. It depends on if you're working on public sector or private sector, of course, these are different. But you have to be very careful, I think, with the end of the business. Just simple example. Okay, a line of CSS change, it shouldn't be green, it should be red. Yeah? Fine, it's easy. Go to CSS, write it, fine. Okay, but your client going to come back to you and say, okay, yeah, it's really red, but it's red everywhere. It's not that red, because, for example, in Internet Explorer, you can't use three letters for the CSS. You have to use the word, but tiny little things. What you have to know, you have to think it through. And there's a situation when your client is going to shout a bit that, okay, it's a one-line change, but why does it take 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours? Of course, it depends on the code quality, it depends on the project, everything. It's just one experience. And you have to tell them, you have to put them, okay, I've done this line within 10 minutes, and after that I run browser check-in, browser tests, I checked all the pages that, for example, is it that red or it became green, or, you have to be careful with that. That's the end of the business, I think. Any questions yet? Or anybody disagree? That's what I'm really curious about. No, not yet. Okay, maybe in the end, right? Where you are? Where are you talking? Oh, you. Okay. Thank you.
I forgot. When we work remotely, also can have some schedule and some stand-ups or something like that. Or I have some experience with a remote team. So what the problem actually? So yeah, yeah. You should manage some. You should handle some situation by yourself. But I don't know. There are a lot of pluses
Question
in
down,
remote
Joel.
work.
Okay,
Yeah,
give me
yeah.
just 10, 15 minutes and we're going to go there, okay? I
Okay.
know what you mean, and I would like to talk about this as well, and I'd like to ask maybe in 10 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
Let's answer them. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about is the daily routine. Okay, what is your daily routine as a remote worker? Yeah, let's see. An average day. You wake up, have a coffee in your home environment, what is unplayable basically. It's very comfortable. You can go to your own toilet. These tiny little things what matters in your life. Okay, that's not everything, but it's very comfortable. I think what I used to do, review your last day, report it. Because in the end of the day, we used to have no energy to report it. We can't really overview everything. We're just getting tired. Yeah? In the more fresh-minded, let's just have an overview. Okay, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Am I really just done the task? because sometimes not. And report it where you are, what you did, and what's your plan for this day. That's what is important, not for us as well, because we're going to be organized, more organized, but for your client. Because the client, again, as I told many times, they can't see what you're doing, they have no idea. So I think it's a really, really good to do as first thing in the morning. And of course, after that, overview on your actual task, plan it, what you want to do, what is an e-task. For example, for after lunch, I think you have to use you have to choose an e-task. But before, when you are more creative, you can do the big tasks, where you need to plan something or find a bug, or, more framework. Yeah, of course. And here is what we talked about. There used to be a daily stand-up where you need to report it again. Maybe it's a simple text chat. Maybe it can be a video chat. It's sometimes annoying because when you're developing, you're getting disturbed. And of course, you just forget these 200 variables that was in your head. Fine, but I think you have to just simply think with one's head. They need some input. Not only one input, more input every day, because they have to know what you are doing. Is there any blocker? Can you do this job or not? Or maybe if you are working as a team, we can best to each other. Because maybe somebody better in, I don't know, REST API than I. And that's an interesting thing. As developers, we should have a relatively big ego, isn't it? You have to pass it over. You don't need ego. When you can't do something, you just say, heads off. I don't know what happened, but I can't do it. I tried this, I tried this, I tried this. And that's what happened. I can't do that. All right. And on another team, within 5 minutes, I'm sure, oh, it's a new change. Here is the problem. Something see. That's how, that's one of the problems with the remote working. We, and I as well, don't communicate enough if you have a problem. And you're just trying to solve it because your ego don't allow you to pass it or talk about it because you know that you are a fantastic guy and you can solve it. No, sometimes not. Sometimes you are just tired, you're getting bored, or I don't know, you're out of the coffee, who knows, you can have any life issues. Why not? But in this case, and that's what I'm learning as well, continuously, pass it. Ask a teammate, hey, mate, so could you just check this problem because I have no idea? Yeah, why not? 5 minutes and you're going to have a solution, or at least you can remove your blocker. So it's great, isn't it? So, because I know we are community, but sometimes our ego just stops us to talk about our problems. And it's not a psychological thing, it's just simply an ego. Yeah, exactly. Time for coding besides of your lunch, because if you're remote, you have no lunch break, of course, because even if you sit in a lunch table, that where you're going to think about your task, you're just going to eat it and sit back to your computer. And yes, in the afternoon, that's another thing. Keep your books and invoices up to date. Because that's another job what you need to do. You have to think about your work administration, reporting to the tax office, and these things. Yeah, it seems, what the people can do. Most of them they can do, but you have to think about it because you're going to have the relation from the tax office and you have to pay it. So, and it's important again. It's just a 5-minute job if you do it every day. You send an invoice, for example, in the morning because you forgot it, then check it. Is it fine? Numbers are fine. I'm from Hungary. We have maybe the most strict taxes all around the world. If you just miss a number in your invoice, they're going to just send you the penalty. Any questions? It's strange that it's there, but you have to think about it. And after that, here is the good part of remote work, because if the pub's close enough to you, you can do this beer, shots, sleep, and restart. That's all. Here is the question for you guys. Who disagree with this daily routine? Of course, without the last one, because you don't need to be a drunkard. Who doing something on a different way, or who thinks that the priority is not correct? Please, microphone, please, for that. Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to share my experience. Like for 2 months, I worked from US, but I was covering Ukraine hours, so schedule was almost here. But I was working full night, starting 2 a.m. till like 9 a.m. morning, then sleep like 4 hours. Then you have like 3 hours of work too, then sleep. So it was like more never-ending story. So basically, you have very, very small amount of free time. So it's very hard to stick like to your regular schedule.
See, and do you think it's healthy for long term? Sorry.
I guess it's like I don't want to have the game. Just like it's not. It's like some kind of experience. So you have some. Like,
yeah, I got it. I'm not disagree with it. I'm just talking about that. To be creative, I think it's absolutely out of business. It's all about healthy and daily routines and these things. I think in the end, when I became 33, I just felt that I'm not strong as I was 26. You know, I worked 14 hours, 15 hours. I don't know, sleep 2 hours, and after that, I was as creative as before. So you can do it. But when I turned maybe 32, it doesn't matter. I just felt that I need a better routine. But really just come with your life, and you will have a few creative periods over the day. For example, for me, it's 10 a.m. until noon. We are different, so everybody can. One friend of mine, for example, doing this from 10 p.m. till midnight. We are different. What's the time? Am I talking too much? Yeah, okay, very good. But as you said that, okay, you work in, sleep 2 hours, wake up, do it again. For me, it is only emergency. In all case of emergency, if something really went wrong, or we need to do a huge presentation about the product or software, it doesn't matter, and I have to be there. Of course, you have to be there, but I think it can't be your daily life.
It's like late birds, so you just like you cover like part of Davis like early bird team, and then like you cover hours. So if you work with UK, so you have some like emails coming late evening, so you have work all the time, so you have more coverage, but it would hard to stick your like personal life.
Yeah, I see. Clients can be a bit flexible. That's my experience. Of course, if we're talking about US, it's something fully different. I also had a project a few years ago. It was just 1 week, please help, because big shit. Okay, let's do that. And I woke up at 10 p.m. and I worked until 6 or 7 a.m. After a week, I was wasted. I just couldn't do anything, even in the night or in the noon. It killed me. Okay, we are different, yeah. Maybe few of us can do this, but I can't really recommend this, because really, as I'm just getting older and older, I can feel that I need this daily routine. You don't need to be, you don't need to stuck into it, because, for example, I'm here now, in Kiev, fine. You can travel and do things. It's not the strict thing, this daily routine, but I think it's needed. Yeah.
But at least it would be more focused. So when you work remote, so you won't have more distraction. You have less distraction factor. So you won't go that take a cup of coffee with your colleagues. So you would work on your tasks. So you would answer your emails quickly, do the proposals quickly. So just like it's more focusing work.
Yeah.
So you do less stuff not related to the work. So work really efficient.
Yes, you're right. I'm right. I think that's why it can't be objective. This is why I try to do it more interactive. I can't talk, so I try to make it more interactive. So I think here is no solution. One thing, just a last thing about this. I had a UK client. Okay, it's not a big deal, 1 hour behind us, but he just respected that I don't want to work until 7 p.m. Yeah, fine, okay. I'll do my job in the morning from 8, what is 7 for them. Okay, fine. But in case of emergency, please pick up the phone. All right, okay, no problem. But it's just UK.
Actually, I have read the research about people who couldn't like work overtime. So like UK was one of the the worst countries in that case. So they do like till 9 p.m. work. So it's like kind of new research. So 2018, I guess. So basically, these clients are later. So they start to build their own stuff between the like business days. So and they working at home. So usually when I have like calls, like our evening, I'm still in this, but I can hear their family voices on the background. So they're still working.
Yeah, that's another tiny little thing. Yes, exactly. That's all about meetings. Okay, I have 15 minutes left, so let me just step over this. But as I think this interactive thing was a good idea. Okay, that's the big point. Communication. So what we did talk about why I'm bullshitting you about remote work. Okay, we work remotely. Who cares? Yeah. But you think here for something. Yeah, something a bit plus. Here is the real problem, and that was somewhere your question as well. Communication. I'm not a real communicator. That's not my job. Because I'm an introvert, a developer in the daytime. But by the time you have to learn how to handle people, how to handle your clients, how to handle your colleagues, and sometimes it's, for me, to be honest, it's really hard. As you can hear, I can talk, but it's not communication. Communication is basic thing before you say something. In UK, they say you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So listen twice. I think that's one of the great things in UK. So in the daytime, yeah, what you need to do, keep your client calm. Anyone, if it's the EU or if it's just one person, you have to keep them calm that, okay, how things is going. And you don't say that, oh, everything perfect, yes, I've done everything. No, you don't need to say that. You have to just communicate that. Okay, look, that's what I'm working on. Here are my problems. This is the knowledge what I don't have, and I have to research for it, blah, 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 blah. And in the end, they're going to get on that, okay, this guy is good, working on the project, fine, and he's going to come back to me with a result. No, it's so simple, I think, but that's why remote work not really respected, because not everyone's doing that. It's hard for me as well. So as I told you in the beginning, I'm not perfect as well. I'm still missing some of these communication. I'm making these communication failures. Like a few days ago, I had one. It was a big one. Yeah, and it's coming from this that report almost every single step what you do. It's not really just talk, oh, okay, I have to go to the toilet. I'm just ready to do something. No, of course, just normally, that's what I'm doing. That's done. It's not done. I have no idea about this. You can say that. I can't do that. Practically go away. I can't do that. Why was the problem? Because I haven't got enough knowledge. Okay, fine, no problem. We're going to solve it. For example, one client from here, he said that no problem. We need to bring a guy. Let's have a contractor for 2 days. The guy going to solve it, and we can go on. You never can know. It's not with the budget, but you never can know what the client really wants and what connections they have and these things. Okay, and the main thing, it's uncontrollable, isn't it? So they have no idea what they're doing. Most are not a technical person, but it's making much more hard for you to communicate what you are doing. They don't have that, oh, I wrote a beautiful function and it's, I don't know, it can compare Apple and Google. Nobody cares. I don't care. I wrote a great algorithm. Okay, I don't care. What are you doing? What is the progress? Oh, here is the goal, where we are. That's what they care. You can't push them. You can, of course, it's very fancy when you're saying that, oh, here is a function and it's doing, okay, and where we are. That's companies and managers' main problem with remote work. It's uncontrollable. And that's what I want to do. That's my goal, basically, to light up that we have to work remotely, more sensitively, communicate more. So by the time, maybe a few years or something, remote work can be respected more. Yeah, that's subjective opinions, of course, with the remote situation in Europe. Only where I work, I have a few experiences. In UK, Ireland, Scotland, they are basically the same, to be honest. They don't really like it. There are a few opportunities out there when you can go to 2 days or maybe 3 days remotely, that's fine. But they want to chain you into the office. That came from the slide before. It's uncontrollable, and they like control. There are exclusions as well, of course. There are a few people who's working fully remotely, but it's very, very rare. And here is the main thing: you have to build up the trust and the loyalty, and can't do it remotely. I tried. I like remote working. It's flexible, as I told you, but you can't build up the trust and loyalty remotely. You have to be there. Maybe a month, maybe 2 months. It depends on chemical things. Are you getting on with your client, or your boss, or your manager, or everybody? But that's the hardest thing, I think. In Central Europe, let's say this, yeah, it's depends on countries, but most of them basically refuse remote working. Of course, there were exclusions as well. As I know, as my experiences show it, Germany is absolutely ground zero level. Data? I'm talking about my... Yes, exactly. That's why I told you it's very, very important. It's not overstated.
Maybe just from a perspective of a Belgian company, and I work with remotes.
Yeah.
I think it really depends on the culture the company has in order to accept or not remote work. But it is really hard. That's true.
Yes.
But I wouldn't claim that it's impossible or hard in these countries. It really depends on the company and how modern the company is.
Yes. You have to go. I don't
Yeah.
need to say anything. Yes, exactly. Okay, just quick because I'm just talking too much always. So I think, what do you need? Yeah, great communication skills. If not, build it up. You have to keep your client informed every single time, and self-management. You have to be your own manager, and it comes with a great communication skills. I don't have everything. It's not a secret. And here is the interesting part quickly, what the company needs. Because, okay, we're working remotely, but someone has to manage it. Yeah? So, rock solid online communication channels. Yeah, it's a basic thing, isn't it? But not every single companies have. Manage your remote workers. Yeah, it's something what I'm the professional in, but I can feel it. They can't do it. You know, you have to be on, even if it's an online meeting, it's a rock solid, I don't know, 10 a.m., you have to be in front of your laptop or something like this. A lot of companies can't do that. And of course, trust in your remote worker. How to build up the trust, yeah? It's depends on, it's personal. Maybe they have to be there 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, a year, 2 years, who knows? But trust and loyalty doesn't come just as it is. And that's me, and I'm trying to finish it. Any questions or arguing or anything else? Yes, please.
What tools are you using to plan your day, or maybe how your plan looks like? It's several tasks, or maybe it's goals. Maybe you are using OKR methods or other.
I see. So, do you mean what I'm using or how I'm doing it?
How your plan looks like? You're writing it, or it's in your mind.
To be honest, I'm using a pencil and a paper. I know we are fully digital, but you have to sometimes and a lot. I have an A4 paper. I'm checking the task, and that's what I forget. Do you know what is mind mapping?
Yes.
Yes, of course. I'm using that. Of course, not strictly. You're just writing down like Venn diagrams or something like this, and you write, okay, that's important. Big circle. Okay, that's not so important. And in the end, from the chaos, in the end of the day, you're going to come out. You're going to have a very good exit, I think. But use pencil and paper. That's important.
So when you track your last day, you are comparing it with your plans you had, yeah,
Yes.
and then adapt your method.
Of course, I'm not perfect. Well, as I told you, I'm trying to do that. Yes, every single day. That okay, what did I do? How many circles have been just cut out? What is my problem? What I need to pass? Or these things.
So do you really create every day this mind map, or
Yeah.
or you update it?
Not updated. I'm using a new paper every day.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Thank you.
Any other questions in terms of this or anything else in terms of the presentation?
Thanks for the slides and the talk and the interactivity, first of all. I'd like to ask you about if there's a team that has an assigned manager, such as a Scrum Master or a dedicated project manager, that makes basically the communication issues between, or handles these issues between the client directly and the dev team. Don't you feel like remote people can be less stressed just by having no connection directly with the client in one hand, but also missing lots of things that the client wants?
I think
Right.
that's absolutely would be wonderful if you know if you're not pressured from the client side. Yes, sure. That's why we hate and like Scrum Masters, managers, and everyone who's not people. Of course. If you are in a bigger organization, I think you can't communicate with your client directly. There are too many information, too much maybe system decisions or talking about money. Well, we don't care and we don't want to know about it. In the end, if someone just collect every single data, clean it up, and give you tasks, for example, where Jira, it's much better, it's much more reliable, and yeah, you can work basically very easily. That's why that's the good part to work for mammoths and bigger organizations. Bad part is that it's not every time happens. Sometimes they violate these rules and you have to talk directly with the client and you don't know about it, but you say something wrong, it's going back and maybe you're going to have problems. Who knows? Sorry, it's over. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Let me thank our guest and give out him a special diploma. Oh. And now we are going to take a group photo in the main hall, so join us.